In the previous video, we published a blank Muse project to Business Catalyst. Now we'll upload a full Muse site with a page full of content, a master page, and a web form. We'll be working with a template provided by ThemeForest, a popular resource for templates. Okay, let's quickly go over the site. So we have some top elements here. We have a slider. We have some products with prices. We have some more products with prices. We have an area for the blog, 2 posts. We have some more elements and something that we're going to be focusing on a lot, which is the newsletter, some more elements, and then the footer. The way that Muse organizes a site by default is by laying out the content pages up on top and the master pages below. Now, this is a really simple site, so we only have one homepage and a master page. If you had a more complex sitemap with various pages, you may want to change the layout to a vertical view. You can do that with this icon up in the top here. And what that does, it puts the master pages on the left and then your pages on the right. You can also adjust the thumbnails back and forth. So you can make it a smaller if you have a lot of pages, or if you don't have that many pages and you want to be able to see the images, you can move this to the right. Also, if you prefer not to see the thumbnails, you can uncheck thumbnail. And if you don't want to see the master badge, you can uncheck this as well. I actually prefer having both the master badge and the thumbnail, although in this case, since we only have one page, one master, it doesn't matter that much. Okay, let's see what happens when we upload this to Business Catalyst. So what we need to do is go over to Publish, and to the right of that, select the triangle, and we have 3 options: FTP host, Business Catalyst, and export as HTML. We want to make sure that Business Catalyst is selected. Okay, so just like before, it's asking us for the site name. But here's the thing is we don't want to add it to a new site. We wanted to add it to the existing site that we had before. How do we do that? Let's go over to Options. And instead of Publish to New Site, we're going to select the site that we previously created. So we're going to scroll down until we find. Now we click OK. Now Muse is giving us a warning. Now basically it's saying that the site that you're trying to publish is different than what's already on the host, which is Business Catalyst. Do we want to review the changes? And we'll hit Review and choose Publish Now. And so now Muse is uploading everything to Business Catalyst. After we publish, we are immediately brought to the front end of our site. If we want to get to the Business Catalyst admin, we can go back to Muse and simply select File, Manage Business Catalyst Site. You can also log in using the site's URL with /admin at the end, but by using this method, you will be logged out of the site every time you publish using Muse. So if you're going back and forth from Muse to Business Catalyst, you will have to re-log in every time. By using the Manage selection, you avoid all of that. Okay, so the admin looks the same as before. There's no difference in the admin. The only thing that has changed is the files that Muse added and a web form. Now, most sites these days use a web form instead of just posting their email. So let's take a look at the web form in the front end. What happens when we fill this out? I'm going to put my email address in. Now that this form has been submitted, I am now receiving an email with the details of the submission. The reason why I'm receiving this email is because of the settings in Muse. Let's go back to Muse to see where you can change that email. All right, so let's open up our page. I'm going to double click on this, and let's go down to the form. Now, if I click on the form, click on this blue icon in the upper right-hand corner, and you'll notice that it says email to scott@thrize.com. So that means if that form is filled out, that email address is the one that will receive the notification. This is also where you can select other options. So you could change the name of the form. You can say you want to stay on the current page or you want to go to another page on the site. Also, you can add and subtract fields in the options as well. That's actually what we're going to do. We're going to add some fields because we don't want this just to be a newsletter. We want a potential client to be able to contact us with either questions or feedback or whatever. And you can't just do that with an email address. So we're going to add a name field. and a multi-line text field, and a checkbox allowing someone to sign up for our newsletter. Okay, so now that we have what we want, let's clean this up a little bit. First thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the form, we're going to select the text above it, and we're going to move this up. I'm going to grab this rectangle and bring it up to where it was before. I'm going to change newsletter, contact us, and I'm going to say send us feedback or questions. I'm also going to change sign up to send, and we're going to move this down to closer to the bottom. And instead of checkbox label, we're going to name this send me promotions. And we want to be able to have the checkbox checked by default. So again, we're going to hit this icon over here and we're going to say checked by default. And we're going to take off the require entry. Now, of course, you may want to have this set up a little bit different, but as an example, this is fine for now. All right, let's hit publish. And we're going to go through the same steps we did before. Hit OK. And now Muse is going to upload everything to Business Catalyst. Now, when a potential customer fills out the form that we just changed, wouldn't it be nice if you could send them an automatic response? Now, you can actually do that in Business Catalyst. You can customize what the message is and who it's from. And this is a really great way to let them know that their message went through okay and to tell them about anything else. How about offering links to your social media accounts or telling them about sales that are coming up? This is one way of getting the most out of the system. Okay, so we have a few issues with this form, so we're going to go back. One is we don't see enter email. The send me promotions font isn't ideal, and the send button is just a little bit off. So we're just going to go back, and we're going to change the font to match the font up here. And to get this font, what we're going to do is go over to text, and we'll notice that it says Playfair Display Italic. So we're just going to copy the font down here, which is Georgia, which is what we don't want. We're just going to put play and select that. And now it's the same font as up here, which I'm a lot happier with. All right, the reason why the email address didn't show up is because we need to select show prompt text when empty parts and the send button. We just need to knock it up about a pixel or so. Okay, let's publish again. This looks a little bit better, probably could be adjusted more, but it's great as an example. All right, so let's go back to Muse, go to File, Manage Business Catalyst Site, and let's go change that auto responder. So we go to Site Manager, Web Forms, we select the one and only form that we have, and there's all kinds of different options that we have here, but what we're looking to do is to add an autoresponder. So I'm going to go to autoresponder email, and the first thing you need to do is check send autoresponder email. So I'm going to check that, and now if I want, I can adjust any of these. So I can change the subject, change the email, the from name. If I wanted to send an HTML email, I could change to HTML. You could also set up templates that we won't get into with this course. And then the important thing is the actual content of the email. Now you have a couple of tags to work with. One is the person's name and then the web form results. All right, so all you need to do is hit save. This autoresponder will be sent out when the person submits the form. All right, let's close that. Okay, now imagine that you are getting potential customers filling out this form on a daily basis. All of those form submissions are sent to your inbox. Now, this is okay if you aren't contacted very often, but after a while, you will likely want to keep track of your clients. And using your email software to manage your clients is not ideal. Wouldn't it be great if when a potential customer filled out that form, that not only are you notified, but there was a copy of that message automatically in the system where you could easily search and manage your customers? Well, fortunately, by upgrading in Business Catalyst, you can do exactly that. Business Catalyst was designed to be an all-in-one business tool. And fortunately, a CRM, or Customer Relationship Management tool, is one of those built-in features. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to set up an upgraded Business Catalyst site and how that affects Muse.